3 years is 3 years and 3 years of patching. If the tire contour is there, then it is definitely not bad. Here is a professional tire retreading workshop. Most of their tires need to be imported. It is too expensive to buy new ones, so various tire retreading workshops were born. This small workshop is responsible for retreading severely worn bald tires. These bald tires will first be polished by this young man using a low-end grinder because the equipment is low-end. Dust is flying in the air during the grinding process. There are very few young men with more than 3 years of service. Some of them are polished because the surface of the tire is also uneven. People need to use the cutting knife of the donkey hoof repair next door to cut the uneven position. After the tires are treated, the workers need to use a brush to clean the residual impurities on the surface to remove the small stones and impurities inside. After cleaning, a layer of high-temperature vulcanizer needs to be applied on the surface to facilitate the bonding later. Because they need to cover the tire, workers also need to wrap cotton thread on the tread. The function of cotton thread is to exhaust air to prevent bubbles from appearing on the contact surface and affecting the firmness. For example, the tread is also uneven, so workers also need to fill the uneven position with raw rubber sheets. After the workers' careful processing, large pieces of raw rubber sheets can be bonded to the tread. The main function of these raw rubber sheets is like double-sided tape, which can make the new tread firmly bonded to the tire. The new tread can be bonded because this new tread is not used in a matching way. Workers also need to cut it according to the appropriate size. In order to improve the firmness of the tread interface, people also need to use a wrong knife to grind the high surface roughness, brush high-temperature vulcanizer, and apply the raw rubber sheets for bonding. At the well-treated interface, workers also need to press both sides to prevent air holes from appearing in the middle to affect the firmness and prevent cracking at the interface. Perform simple fixation. After fixation at this time, the roller can be used to suspend the tire. The main purpose of this process is to make the tread and the tire more solid and also to drive out the internal air. After the tire is well treated, the worker needs to cover the surface to prevent the tire and the vacuum belt from sticking during high-temperature fluidization. After covering, the vacuum belt can be installed. The purpose of this vacuum belt is to shape the tire, and the inner tube inside is to support the tire. The equipped high-temperature vulcanization chamber can also vulcanize 3 tires at a time. The equipped vulcanization chamber needs to be heated by wood blocks. After the vulcanization chamber is installed, they also need to install the air pipe to support the tire. This process needs to be heated for 2 hours to make the tire and the tread fuse. After heating, the tire can be taken out of the oven, and then the vacuum belt and inner tube can be removed. Since the new tread is also very new, the old and new degree of the body is also mismatched, so in order to improve the aesthetics, people also need to apply tire paint on the tire to improve the finish. At this time, the bald tire has been refurbished. How much rupees do you think this tire should be sold for?